Hello, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Please use the, what do you call it now, the comment section to let me know if you can hear my voice. Can you hear me clearly? Hello, Mohammed. I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Bello, no scatter my screen. No, they use biro. Pen, scatter my screen. Hello? We have 10 people.
Hello.
If we get up to 15, I think we'll be good to go. We have 10 of us here already.
Hello, I can hear you. Good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, I can hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Muhammad.
Okay, I want to see how many people can hear me so we can
Hear you.
continue. We have how many? We still have 10. So in the next 5 minutes, we should, all right, thank you very much. Audio is very clear. So I am happy to know that. I actually did a demo before I started. So I think that helped. So we should start because we don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time here. We need to do it quickly. Anybody who joined later can just continue from wherever he or she joined. So thank you so much for finding time to join me on this short meeting. The Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, it's a very beneficial program for all of us. A lot of us are going to be smiling with our businesses because this is not really something that is common, especially for us in Nigeria. Okay, before I continue, let me apologize again. I will not be unlike what TEF does. TEF does their English speaking and then they translate to French and Portuguese and sometimes Arabic. I'm only able to speak English. I'm only able to speak English. So permit me, if you're here and you don't hear English, I am really, really sorry. I won't be able to translate in English, in other languages, and I don't have anybody who can do that around here. So besides, we don't have all of the time to be able to do that. So I want to welcome you all. Tony Elumelu is an important opportunity for us. But today we're just going to talk about the business summary template. My name is Gabriel Onwaha. I am a business development specialist. I have a lot of journey with Tony Elumelu. I am a past TEF winner, kind of. So the first year in 2015 when Tony Elumelu was launched, I took it casual though, because I wasn't really aware that, okay, it's such a huge opportunity. But in any case, I submitted 2 applications, one for myself and one for my girlfriend then, who was serving in Kogi, where I am now. I was in Zamfara State. Sorry, I was in Zaria doing my master's program with ABU. So that was when this opportunity came. I did their application, submitted one for myself and submitted one for her. My own did not come out. Unfortunately, her own came out, right? Which is an eye clinic, which is where I am talking to you from right now. All right, so I have gone through the whole experience of the 20 entrepreneurship program, and since then, I have used the opportunity and the knowledge I've gained to support applicants all through the application stage. And 2019, Elumelu changed significantly to a full training before funding. Before now, it was, I think I have muted everybody. I set everybody to be mute. Is there anybody? I can't hear anybody. So I have muted everybody. So if you're still, if your audio is not mute, please mute it so that you don't disturb others. Don't disturb others. I have set it default. I've set it default to mute everybody. So if your own is not mute, please help us mute. All right. So please, so that others will not be distracted by your own background noise or by your own talking too. So that is it. So back to the story, I was just trying to tell us, I have been able to help a lot of people, not really to gain knowledge about application. So today I'm just going to help us kind of break down the Elumelu business summary template, which is something we need to submit on the 25th of this month. Congratulations if you have completed your training, and now is time for you to do the business summary template. This is one of the most important documents. This is one of the most important documents that you will be needing for the grant. This document will be evaluated. This document will be evaluated. Mahmoud and Bello, there is a complaint that your audios, your mics are on. So please mute the mic. Please just listen. Let everybody benefit from this. This is not a party, please. It's just for us to learn. And within a short time, we're going to kickstart. So the document is going to be very important for all of us, as we all know. It's going to be very important. It's going to be evaluated. So you need to, I'm not here to teach you how to fill that form or how to fill that template. I'm just here to explain to you what information you need to put in there. So it's up to you based on what TEF has given. I'm not going to give you a new instruction other than what TEF, the Elumelu Foundation organizers have given. I'm not giving a new instruction. I'm just going to tell you what you need to put into your business template. You have spent 10 minutes, so let's get straight into this. And I'll be sharing my screen now, and just help me know if you can see the screen when I share them. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Yes, we can
Drop
see.
a comment.
Yes, I can see.
In this thing in comments so that I will know if you can see the screen. Okay, you can see the screen. Please and please, let us help ourselves. Mute yourself, mute your screen, mute your device so that other people will not be distracted. I don't know why this thing was still happening. So, Infinix X4 said he can see. Who can see my screen? Please let me know so that I can continue. Type on the chat if you can see my screen. Can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes. Yes, I can see it.
Hello? Okay. They've just taken my light. Okay, Theophilus say he can see. So let me assume that everybody can see the screen. And let's continue. So this is, let me move this so I can see my screen properly. how do I drag this? Let me drag this down like this. Okay, so let me, so that I can see my screen properly. So there it is. I want us to, in order to get value from this, I hope we are right, and I'm seeing some people lying down. Please get a pen and a paper. You need to write something. You need to be documenting things. So find a quiet place, devoid of distraction, and use your earpiece if you have to. All right, and then set your phone orientation, change the orientation such that it's not just on what do you call it, on portrait. So because I'm sharing screen, it will be best if your phone is slanted. All right, so that's it. So all right, so let's get in. Okay, so the first part of the business summary, well, there's no story here. Let's just go straight to the business summary template and then do justice to it. The first part is about your business, and this is required for your pitching. So it means it's very important. It's not that it is not, it is more important than the others, but the information you get here, you know, will be used during your pitch. So it's easier for you. You're using one stone to kill two birds. So if you get the information here, it's just for you to arrange it during your pitching stage and then make your presentation. So this is just an overview of your business. So what do you need to tell here? The question they asked here is how you came up with this business idea. How did you come up with this business idea? So like for some of you who follow my YouTube channel, there is a post I made sometime in January about how to, the 10 tips you need to, in order to hit the become the top 10% of TEF applicants. And one of the tips is your story. So you need to tell a story about how did your journey about, how did you come about the business idea or business you're doing? Okay, so how did you come about the idea? What came about the idea? My mom had a problem, and then I saw a solution. I sought for a solution for a long time before I found one. I discovered that a lot of people, you know, who have the same problem are looking for the same solution. So I decided to design something, you know. So this is just what your story should be. There should be a story for every, you know, business. So that's one of the most important things. The next thing is, so the things I wrote in red are my own writing. The other ones are TEF, the way the questions came. So it's just for us to break it down. So what problem are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve? So you said your business, you have a business idea that is going to solve one big problem, that big log of wood on the road. What is it? Okay, so Elumelu Foundation uses what I call the problem solution approach to evaluate businesses. Okay, sorry, let me open my window. They are taking lights and everything.
Why is blue?
Sorry, I'm back. So the Elumelu looks at businesses from problem to solution. So they expect that you find a problem first, and then you look for the solution. There is another approach which is also used in business. That is where you have a solution, you have designed a solution, and then you start looking for who has that problem, who has the problem that your solution can profile. So, but that is not the approach that Elumelu uses. The approach is that you have a problem. I mean, there is a problem you have discovered, and you have a solution. You have designed a solution for that problem. So don't go telling them that I have this, so I'm looking for the people who can, you know, who have this problem. No, your approach should be, this is the problem. That is why this question is coming up first. What is the problem you're trying to solve? So that big log of wood, no, you're trying to remove. If I want to use an instance now for an ICT training center, all right. So a lot of people, the problem could be that many jobs require what? ICT skills. But a lot of schools, public schools especially, and even private schools, secondary and primary level, do not teach ICT, sorry, in their school, do not teach enough, or students do not have enough time for practical. So that is the problem you have discovered, okay? So the next question, sorry, I did not, there should be a, what do you call it there now, bullet point there, is how your business solves that problem. So taking it from the story I told you earlier about the ICT, okay? So how does your business solve the problem? So the ICT business could now be something like, okay, let me take these computers to schools. I have a car that is mobile, you know, I want to put computers into a vehicle and then move it into schools every Tuesday, every Wednesday or every Thursday, or maybe once or twice in a week, and then the children can come into the car and practicalize what they have been learning and in computer. So you can stay in the school all through. When students have break, they come in to learn. And then for those who come to learn, their parents would have paid you upfront. So this is a solution that this person is profiling. So that is how to, identify that your problem, that's your solution that solves that problem. So students are in their school, they are learning their normal curriculum, but there it is, your mobile ICT center that have come to their school and stays there for the whole of the day. When they are free, they come there to spend 1 or 2 hours practicalizing what they have learned in computer. All right, so there is a note on that. It says, when describing your problem, make sure that you quantify the significance of the problem in terms of loss. Now, problems are issues that lead to loss, either loss of money or time or other resources, including life, maybe, of course, and sometimes. So life. So you need to quantify. That means there should be a number, a figure, or description of how many people have that problem or need that solution that you're offering. Just like this one, the one I just told you now about the ICT, is kind of an uncaptured value. So the schools are providing ICT training, but there's a value they are not capturing. They are taking the students as if it is normal English and mathematics that you write on the chalkboard, and then students will be able to comprehend. In the case of computer, you can't just write on the board and everybody will comprehend. You need practicals. So that is the value that the school is not capturing. And this is what this person has now come to capture. I hope we understand it up to this extent. All right. So let's get to the next slide, which is business process. The business process. So this is how you're going to write that one. So here we'll talk about features and functionalities. So I will try my best and use this same ICT training example, throughout the program, throughout this session. I don't know how much time. Okay, so features and functionality. How does your business work? Now, this is a time for you to, describe exactly how that solution solves that problem. You get, your business is solving a problem. So how does it do it? So describe the unique features. This is what TEF says, that you should describe the unique features of your business offering and how they address your identified problem. So this is what this place is looking at. And I'm now telling you that what they are asking you is that what is the thing or things that is or will, that is, if you are an existing business, which means you're already solving that problem. If you're an idea, which means you intend to, you will be able, your solution will be solving that problem. This is your idea for doing this. So that is or will be doing the thing. What is the thing that will be doing the thing? What is the solution that will be solving the problem? That is what I mean here. So in this situation, you can now look at the training ICT training business example I gave. Like, okay, this person, I'm going to need a vehicle that is loaded with 3 or 4 computer systems, all right? And then have seats inside of it. And then I can move it into the schools from 8 a.m. And then the vehicle will stay in that school all through the day, so that every student, anytime they have free, any student who have subscribed, anytime they are free, can just come in and do a little practical about what they have learned in class on computer. So this is how this solution solves the problem. So the students have learned the theory in the class. They have learned the theory in the class. You're offering them an opportunity to do the practical in your mobile car. Meanwhile, someone is going to be there, of course, to guide them. So the next question that TEF asks is, how will you produce or provide your business offering? So you need to now itemize the processes involved in producing or providing your solution. So in terms of, if it's a product, you're not talking about products. Okay. Wow, Zoom told me they have removed the 40 minutes limit on the meeting. So let's hope it's so. So how will you itemize the processes involved in producing or providing your solution? Okay. So the step by step, what will it take? If it is a product, from point A, when you get a raw material, to point Z, when you have produced the product, what is involved? That is what they are asking you here in this part, all right? And then if it is a service, like the ICT example I'm giving, so you are to speak, okay, from your point, okay, what do you require to provide this solution? You need a car, okay, how do you, sorry, this is a process, not the distance you need. So we're talking about, you will load the computers into a car with softwares that the students require, move it into the school at so and so time, and stay there for a so and so period of time. And then children who subscribe, students who subscribe come in to learn one after the other based on their free time in the school calendar, right? Okay, so here in summary, TEF is telling you, tell us how you will create or develop your product. If you're offering service, describe how you will equip yourself and your team. So in this aspect, it's also talking about those who are involved in delivering the service, your team, yourself. Do you need a training in order to qualify to be able to teach, or do you already have the training? If you need to hire people to do the training, do they have the skills? Do you need to include the requirement for them to be hired, that they should have this so and so skill, which is what is normal, or you want to hire just anybody and then train them to be able to deliver on the job? So that is what is required in this section, the features and functionality. So you capture this based on your product or service that you're rendering. Right, so now the next part is pricing. Okay, so this, let me escape. So we are still under business process. We're still under business process. So the next thing is the pricing. Now, this is where you need you need to do some mathematics. All right, you need to do some mathematics. The pricing and profitability. This is also required. This is required during your pitching. So the pricing is, the question they are asking you is, what is the average price for your products? Now, you may have a number of products in your chain, not just one. All right. So most times when they are asking you for the price, now this is specifically for those who have existing business. For those who have existing business, you need to state how much you're selling your product or service. And you also need to put into consideration, all right, what the profit margin would be while you're putting this price. And of course, they said you should put in this price in US dollars and in local currency, in US dollars and in local currency. So you do the two of it for them. All right. So if you have not determined the price yet for business ideas, it is okay if you don't have a price yet for your product, but you need to give them idea how you will develop, how you will come up with your price. So how do you determine your price? Of course, the general formula is your cost plus your profit margin is equal to your selling price. So your cost involves the cost of production, the cost of marketing, the cost of selling, all right? So, and then the cost of packaging as well. So if you need to package your products into a simpler form, all right? So if you have produced a big lump of product, you need to break them into smaller portions. Sometimes it involves cost, or most times it involves cost. So you also need to identify those costs and include them. So all of them come in, and then you can either determine your profit margin. Now there are ways to determine your price. You can look at the markets. When you have come up with this, your idea as in your costs, if you have come up with your costs, let's say it is at the end of the day, your cost is 20 naira or $20. But I'm talking in naira because I am in Nigeria, so bear with me. 20 naira. Let me say that is all the cost that you have put into this thing. In order to determine a good price, you can either use a market force. So how much are people paying for that service? That is one idea. So in other words, you need to do some research to be able to get this information. Secondly, you can consider also what your competitors are selling. The other people who are doing the same line of business with you, what are they selling? At what price are they selling? Because it is going to determine your own price. If you don't want to sell at their own price, you can, well, this one is it for a different session. Let me not go into so that we can just finish this all through now. So you determine what your customers are selling, and then you look at the value of your own product. So these are the three things you can use, your cost, the cost you have determined, the cost you have determined, the cost of your product, which is in this case now also involves the value of your product or service, and then the market value, the market force, what customers are willing to pay. Then competitors, how much are competitors selling? All right, so if you don't put all these three into consideration, so it will be difficult for you to come at a price that is favorable for you. Now, when you do this, you can now determine what is your profit margin. So these are also some of the things you consider to know whether this business is actually viable or not. So if you have done this analysis right now, and you see that your products, your profit margin is little or nothing, it is best that you change your business idea. I hope you understand. So if you have done this thorough analysis and discover that your profit margin is not big enough, wide enough to sustain your business, you better change your business idea, because they too don't eliminate themselves. The judges will also do this profitability analysis to know whether you will be profitable. If you will not be profitable, they will not be giving you funding. All right. So this is a very important aspect. That's why I'm taking time here to be able to be explaining this one after the other. There's nothing I wanted to talk about, but let's continue. So your profitability is, I've almost always talked about it. So I wanted to talk about the tactics you can use. Now, when talking about your revenue, that is money that is coming into your business, you try to be conservative. In other words, if the market is selling 50 naira, if the price in the market is 50 naira, if you want to estimate to give to Elumelu, try or even any other funding organization, try and use a lower figure. For instance, 45 naira instead of 50 naira. All right. Also do this when you're doing your own analysis. It's also a strategy for determining your profitability and doing your profitability analysis. All right. So do a lower figure. When you're considering your costs, let me look at what people are saying. Oh, people are disturbing others. Please, if you have a child, I asked us to find a quiet place so that all of us can benefit. I asked us to find a quiet place. Don't ask, see, I have my own kids today at home. I've left them at home. I had to come down to the office where there is no disturbance to be able to deliver this. So I don't see why you shouldn't make that same sacrifice. So please, and please, let's all do this for our own benefit, right? Okay, so let's continue. So when you're doing your your revenue, be conservative with your price. But when you're doing your costs, when you're looking at your costs, try to a little bit be extravagant. So increase your costs. If your costs for doing this business is 20 naira, try to make it 25 naira. All right, so what this does is that if you shrink, it means you're shrinking you reduce your revenue and you up your cost. So you're shrinking your profit margin. Remember, this is still an analysis stage. So if you shrink your profit margin and still your business is profitable, it means that your business will definitely be profitable. So that if by policy or the way that our market is going, our economy is going now, things are going up and down, costs are going up and down, you will be able to resist, your business will be able to, or your product will be able to resist any shock in costs because you have even increased the cost, and any shortfall in revenue because you have even reduced the revenue. So even if you're selling at 45 naira, now it doesn't mean that you're going to be selling at 45 naira, but this is an estimate you're using to come up with an idea. I hope you're getting me. I want to see feedback. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Let me hear your chat. Let me see you in the chat section. I hope you're following. I hope you're following. Please type. I hope you're following, and I hope I am making some sense. All right. So it doesn't make any sense. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So that's it. So in profitability is how will you make profit? Now, your profit is going to be a margin of your sales, of your sales versus your costs. All right. So when you sell, how much you sold and how much it costs you to produce. So that's how you're going to make profit. All right. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Onwubiko, Elijah, Gualo Confidence. So I can see your comments. All right. And there is a time for question. 2 people are raising their hands. There is time for question. I will make time for you to ask your question. So please don't bother asking questions now. Let's continue this class uninterrupted. So how will you make profits? All right. You make profit by your sales margin. When you sell a product, the margin of your costs, the margin between how much you sold and how much it costs you to produce, that is how you're going to make profit. Some people may be making profit by depending on the nature of your business, all right? Depending on the nature of your business. So some people might be making profit by what we call commission, all right? Maybe depending on the nature of your business, all right? So you may be making profit by commission. So if your business is probably selling real estate, your profit is going to be by commission. It's not by cost of what you put in and what you don't put in. So if your business is about real estate marketing, all right? So your profit is just going to be a commission. So a commission on the product you sold, not really on sales versus minus costs. All right. So they also require that you tell them how many users you expect to sell to in a year. So this is now looking at the sustainability of your business. They are trying to look at the sustainability of your business. In 1 year, will you still be in business? That's what they want to know. So in order to do that, we're going to come to where we determine the size of your market, your potential buyer, your target audience and the target market. All right. So when we come to that point, you'll be able to determine how many users, how many people will be able to buy your product or pay for your product or service, all right, in a year. All right. So tell us how many users you expect. So this is a projection. So let's say in a year you want to our product, or the example I was using, the ICT training example I was using. So let's say in a year we expect that we would reach 1,000 students. So how do you break that? How do you break that down? You break it down per week, or maybe per day. Let me assume that you're just, since you have just one one vehicle at the moment, or you intend to have just one vehicle at the moment, you will move into a school per day. So in that school, for every day, let's assume you expect to have 10, 20 students. So this is how you do your estimations, all right? So if you say you would have 10 students every day, so that means in a week, you'll be able to reach how many students? 70 students. And how much are they paying? How much are they paying per hour? So if they are paying 5 naira, 10 naira, 20 naira, 50 naira per hour, 100 naira per hour. So 100 naira times 70 will give you how much sales you can make in a week. So if you have gotten your sales for a week, you just multiply it by 4, you get your sales for a month. Multiply it by 12, you get your sales for a year. I hope this is clear. So estimate how many people can use your product in a day or can buy from you in a day. How much would they pay per product they purchase, per product purchase? If you have determined that, you now multiply that by the number of days in a week that number of days in a week you will be delivering or selling that product. If you don't work on Sundays, you might not Sunday. If you don't work on Saturdays, you might not Saturday. If it's only 5 days in a week you work, you use 5 as your number. So if you multiply that number by 5, you will get your number for a week, per week, your per week sales, all right? So if you multiply that per week sales by 4, you will get your per month sales, because there are approximately 4 weeks in a month. But you can also use 30 days, because on the average, there are 30 days in a month. So you can just get from your daily sales to your monthly sales straight away. All right, so you multiply your daily sales by the number of days you can work in a week. So if you're doing 5, so 5 times 4 is 20. All right, so that means you're working 20 days. If you're using 5 days a week, so 5 times 4 is 20. So your number of days of work for a month will be 20, right? So you multiply your numbers by 20 and then multiply by 12. You get your yearly sales. So you can, using this strategy, you can also get the number of users, how many users you can sell to in a day. You can get how many number of sales you can make in a day. So that is how to do this. So if your business earns revenue by usage instead of by user, all right. So if your business earns revenue by usage instead of by user or customer, indicates level of usage you expect. All right, give summary of your cost of operation, cost price, mention what profit margins you expect to make from your business. So I think we have already talked about this earlier in this pricing strategy. I'm dwelling a lot of time on this because this is a very important aspect of your business. This is what determines profitability, and profitability is what determines whether they will give you money or not. So this is why this aspect is very important. So they are saying if your product, depending on the type of product you have, well, majority of us are going to be based on users. So if someone comes to buy your product, every single day, is a user. But if somebody like this application I'm using, Zoom, all right, they don't, or NEPA, let me use power holding in Nigeria. For those of us in Nigeria, power usage in Nigeria is by usage, is not by user. So you you just buy a bulk. The bulk you buy, the bulk product you buy is for the person who is selling it is an order. Until you use it, it doesn't make money, or he or she doesn't make money. Even though you have paid upfront, you can keep that figure or whatever for two or 3 years. I don't know how long it stays to expire, but until you use it, they don't make money. The producer does not make money. So it depends on how your product is. If it is a product that is that is based on usage, like I've given you a typical example of NEPA. All right, so let's move on. some part of my. So we'll now talk about market opportunities. This is where we'll talk about market sizing and the rest of them. And this is also a very important topic. All right. Okay, so they said describe the size of your market in currency, that is in dollars. Remember, when they were asking you about your price, they asked for in dollars and in currency. So try to always follow instruction. Here they want the money, they want the figures of your market size in dollars. So your target customer, and how many customers you anticipate to benefit from you solving the problem you have identified. See, we have already sorted this last part out. All you need to do is to put in the figure we generated previously. How many people can use your product in a day? So all you need to do is to put in that number and state that this is the number that can use your product or service in a day. So let's go to the market size. Now, market size is everybody in the universe who needs the product you're offering. It is not everybody in the universe, but everybody in the universe who needs the product you're offering. However, that is the size of the market. But however, for the sake of this, what we're doing, for the sake of TEF, I'll prefer that you use your country size of the market, because honestly, because we're a small business, you will not even in 10 years or 20 years, it will not be likely that you'll be able to reach everybody who needs this product, who is in need of your product in the universe. Besides, there are other people who are offering the same service in every part of the world. So your realistic size of market is to use the country size of market. So for instance, in the example we're giving, everybody who needs ICT training, so anybody who is ICT illiterate, forms part of the market size, the size of the market for the ICT training example we have been using. I'm going to make it more clearer, all right, for us, using a demonstration. So let's look at this picture. I give credit to the Wikipedia who designed this. I got it from Wikipedia. So the total available market is what we are calling market size. It is a figure that is there. You cannot sit down and calculate it, and you don't ever try to estimate it. There is a figure out there that Tony Elumelu knows, and everybody who can research knows it. So it's not something you estimate sitting down. Like some of the figures we have been given when we are doing price, we sat down and estimated it. But the size of your market is known, all right, by year. So in 2019, 2020, 2030, so whenever you're quoting the size of your market, you always try to use a reference to do that. So the total size of the market is how big is the universe? That is TAM. How big is the universe? What you're saying is how many people around the world need your product? But like I've told us before, let's use the country size. Let's use the country size. So how many people in your country need the product or service you're offering, need that solution you are offering, have that problem that your solution is trying, your product is or business is trying to solve. So that is the size of the market. All right. I'll show us briefly how to get this through Google search. You'll be able to get this number. You don't need to crack your head about it. You don't need to crack your head about it. Just do some small research and you'll be able to get that number. And when you get the number, remember to impute, use according to so and so. 2019, the market size for so and so this thing is this. And take that solves it for you. So make sure you use it that way. Then there is also the served available market. The served available market is how many you can reach. How many people will you be able to reach? If you try to now shout, for instance, I need help, I am sick, and I need the help of, I need help. For instance, save our soul cry, something that just injured me and I have to shout and get. There are a lot of people around the world who can help me out at that point, but I am not able to reach all of them at the time. So even if I shout now and say, help, help, look, I will not be able to reach out to everybody who is able to help me. All right. But when I shout, there is a circumference that my voice can reach. I hope you understand. Look at this circle. If I stand at this point, and I shout, there is a point, there is a circumference of people who can hear me. Unfortunately, not everybody who can hear me will come to my rescue or will be likely to come to my rescue. Either they are busy with something else, or they are maybe they are just in a car moving, so they can't just stop and come and help me and the rest of them. So, but that's the size of that market that can hear my voice. That is the size, that is available market. That is the market that is available. TF did not ask question on this, so I'm just trying to tell you that is a market that you can serve, you know, such that if they have time, they can reach you. You can reach them with your. They know, they will be able to know that, okay, there is someone here who has this product that I need. But then your target market or your target audience, Tony Elumelu has used target audience. Your target audience are the people who are most likely going to come to my help when I shout, please help me. The people who are most likely going to run to my help when I shout, please help me. The people who are most likely going to come. So probably there's someone, a shoemaker down there, down the road now, who is mending a shoe, who is sitting down, or somebody who is sitting idle, chatting. There are two people who are sitting down outside chatting. And when I shout, they can easily come to, unless they are not willing to come. All right, but they can easily come to my help. So these people make up your target market or your target audience. So those are the people you're looking up to. And those are the numbers you will use and say, okay, if I start this product now, there are 200 people within my locality who can buy this product. So how do you get these numbers? The number of the target market. Now let's forget about the served and available market. The target market, how do you get it? You can use location. All right, you can use location. So you need to understand the population of your immediate location. For instance, if you're in Nigeria, you can use your state, all right, or even your state capital as your target market. You can use your state as your served available market if that question comes up anytime in the future, all right? But you can use probably if you're living in a city, that city, all right, can now be your what? Your target audience. So you need to understand the population of your city, all right? This is how you can get this number. How many people are in your city? All right, you know the population of your country, you know the size of your market in your country, all right? So you estimate by the figures of the market size in the country, compare it with your population, and then compare your market, the size of your own market. So if, for instance, there are 200, Nigeria is up to 200 million people, and they say the size of your own market, is 50 million. If they say it's 50 million, so 50 million out of 200 million, you check the percentage, you pick out that percentage, and then you come down to your state and estimate the number of people in your target audience, the number of people in your state, all right? The number of people in your, the market size, the number of people in your state. I'm trying to tell us how to calculate that target market. The number of people in the population of your city, and then use that percentage. 50 is how many percentage? 250, that's like, it's like 35% of 200 million. 50 million is like 35% or thereabout. So let's assume it's 35%. So you use the same 35%. So if in your state there are 3 million people, sorry, in your city, don't mind me, in your city there are if there are 2 million people, all right, so you use 35% of 3 million. Now you will need to also take into consideration the trends in your state, all right? Some states in the country depending on the type of service or product you offer. For instance, if you're offering ICT in Lagos, the market size may be small because your market size, target market may be smaller than if you are in Zamfara. All right? Because in Zamfara there's education, there's literacy, there's a lot of challenges with literacy, unlike in Lagos where a lot of people are educated. So a lot of people are educated and have ICT knowledge, even though the population is much. So you just put all those things into consideration, you'll be able to estimate your target market. So the target market, like this picture described, is who will be most likely to buy from you, who will most likely to buy from you as you start up immediately, who will most likely buy from you. So we'll go to the next slide and see how to research your market size. Like I promised you, I'm going to show you how to research your market size. For instance, if you want to research poultry market size and the size of poultry market, just go to Google and type poultry market size in Nigeria. All right, poultry market size in Nigeria, and Google will just give you the information. All right, this figure was in 2017. You can see there are quotes. They quoted all this, and it's from very reliable Food and Agriculture Organization. Very reliable information. So as of 2017, there are 180 million birds. We understand that it's not only birds. There are 300,000 tons of poultry meat, and the eggs in the country were 650 tons. So this is an idea of what the market size of poultry is. But they want this figure in dollars, right? So these people did not give it in dollars. You can read details. You can click on this link if you something like that. You can click on the link to read details so that you can extract some of the information. But sometimes some of the statistical companies who offer these services give premium, as in offer it as a premium service for you to know details. All right, but you can get an idea, especially if it's market size, you can get an idea from their report. But then if you scroll down, you see that same figure again. Somebody is quoting it. Once it's 5 million birds, it's 650,000 eggs, tons of eggs, and the rest of them. But come to this place. If you come down, you will see. Okay, so this is CBN 2000, and this is cable news, and the cable source this information from CBN, and this is 2019, Central Bank of Nigeria, and it says Nigeria's poultry industry now worth 1.6 trillion naira. So this is it. This is the market size of poultry in Nigeria. I hope you get it now. So all you need to do is do a conversion of this trillion naira to dollar, since they want it to be given in dollar. So quote the naira and quote the dollar if you are in Nigeria. So this is how to do it for your product. So all you need to do is put your market, your industry, and your industry plus market size in your country. Fashion market size in Nigeria. ICT training market size in Congo, whatever your country is. So this is how to do research. Remember, when you're reporting, that is when you're writing your report to your business summary, include your source, because everybody knows that you cannot generate, you will not be able to generate yourself the market size, your market size. So you must put your source for the market size. Well, your target market is a figure you estimate yourself. But for the market size, you must put a figure. You must cite the place where you saw the information, and also put dates. The dates, because and it is, if it's possible, try and get the latest. Try and search and get the latest date. So don't go going for the figure of 2017 when there's 2019. And if you can find 2020, better use 2020 figure rather than 2019. So that is what you can do for yourself, right? So this is on market opportunity. We are still on market opportunity. So let's discuss this one. It said explain how you plan to get your product or service to your target market. So you have identified your target market now. in the business plan, you're going to detail information about your target market. You're going to give their demography, their behavior, and the rest of them. You will need to do that. So based on those information, you'll be able to know what channel that is suitable for your target market. So you'll give details of your channels, what medium do you want to use and reach these people, and why are you using that channel? Usually the reason should be because of this. So you may need to differentiate. You have different channels for different segments of your market. Again, market segmentation is also another ish topic, but you can read I think there is one of the documents, one of the training manuals was so much on marketing. So you can just try and read it. I don't know whether it was for disruptor or for innovator, but I came across it. So some of you may have read it, that talked about also about social media, which is something we're going to look into here. So he says here, highlight your tactics. Your channel for marketing is different from your tactics. All right, so you can highlight what tactics you will use to grow your customer base, maintain relationship, and build customer loyalty. So for those of you who have read through your training, all these things we are dealt with, so just use it and then capture your own information. So what offline and online? So today is a period, today we're in the world of what do you call it now? Internet. All right, we're in the world of internet. So you cannot talk about marketing without mentioning social media marketing. So make sure you hint that you're going to use social media to market your product. So whether it is LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, just make sure it aligns with, if you're doing a training, most likely you may be preferring to use YouTube and Facebook and the rest of them. But if you have a product base that is e-commerce, you have a product that you need to sell, you need to sample that product, all right? So the Instagram, which is a place that you can share photos and the rest of them, will be best for you. So make sure that you strategically put in these channels, the online channels that suit your product or service or the type of business you're using. Also, I have forgotten to be saying this, make sure you limit your words, but I'm going to talk about it later in the video when I talk about strategies for you or tips that you can use. So let's go to business analysis. And this is one of the other most important aspects, which is your SWOT analysis. Your SWOT analysis, and this is required for your pitching. So what is SWOT? A lot of people know about this. You know about this already. So, but basically, I just want to let you know that your strengths, the SWOT is about strength, opportunities, threat, and weakness. All right. Your SWOT is your strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. Strength and opportunities are positives, all right? Threats and weaknesses are negative. Strengths and weaknesses are internal. That is, it is within you. It is you and your business doing it. Opportunities and threats are external. So it is not something that you can control. It is out of your control. Opportunities are not for you to create. Opportunities are there, so for you to tap into. Threats are not you. You're not the one that caused the threat. They are there for you to plan on way to meander through them. So when you're trying to do this, when you look at your strength, you look at what is your strength is going to come up with, is going to be one of the biggest, and when you identify the biggest things about your solutions, is going to be you're going to highlight it as your strength. For instance, the example we are using, the ICT training, the strength will be that they are mobile, they are movable, so it's not a place, and they are taking the training and we're taking the training to the students. So this is a strength. Other people who are offering ICT training stay in their house, or in their offices, and ask people to come to the training. So this is a strength. People want things to be easy for them. They want it to be affordable. They want it to be, they want to add extra value to whatever it is they want. So this is a strength for you. Weakness could be, all right, the things that you are unable to do, but your competitors are doing it. So in terms of weakness, you want to identify your weakness, look at your, what do you call it? Look at your competitor and find out what it is they are doing that you are not able to do at this moment. So that is your weakness. And in talking about your weakness, You're going to also talk about how you intend to overcome them. All right. So opportunities are things that, as a result of government policies and the rest of them. So if government says today that we're not going to be employing anybody who does not have ICT knowledge, that is an opportunity for this ICT training business that we are using as an example. And again, because a lot of businesses are now going digital, this is also an opportunity. It's a trend in the market that everybody is going digital. All right. So even governments are digitalizing. Government is now digitalizing, even up to local government levels in Nigeria, digitalizing a lot of processes. So it is an opportunity for that business. Threats. All right. What are your threats? External things that you cannot control. The external things that are not within your control. So you can now sit down and say, will rainfall affect me? Will flood affect me? Will armed robber, will kidnappers affect me, and the rest of them? The whole thing that is going wrong in the country, on your state, will it affect your business? Find ways how it will affect your business, and then look at regulatory requirements and barriers. Is there any regulation that says you cannot move training from place to place? That could be a threat to your business, to the business we are discussing. So look at your threats based on your products. As in, do this analysis, look at your products. That's exactly where your strength is going to come from. The competition, that's probably your weakness. Political environment is going to be like threats. Social, technical, this could be a threat or opportunity. All right, the trend, like for instance, trends now, like I talked about, is these are social things. Technical issues, do you have the skills? You may not have enough people who have the skills to teach. So that is a weakness for you, all right, which is an internal thing. The economy, do people have capacity to buy? This is something you cannot control. It is a threat. Regulatory barriers, okay, organizations that regulate your industry, they may come up with policies that do not enable your business, or some of those policies are existing. So you need to find out what are these things and then how do you go around it. So this is a short part, so it's just limited to 40 words. I'm happy that, and I want you to help me thank Zoom. They have extended my time instead of 40, so I'm going to be spending, so there may be no need for us to go back to that other link, because this meeting is going to be extended. All right, so this is the most important, the most interesting, this is the most interesting part. Okay, I'm being warned that my internet is not stable. Please let me know if you can hear me. Not clear. Oh.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Please let me know if you can hear me. I had a warning. I was warned that my internet is fluctuating. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me.
I'm hearing you.
I can hear you.
Hello. Are we following? Hello. Are we together?
Can you hear?
Hello. Somebody let me know if you can hear me.
Hello. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, the connection went off. Let me know if you can hear me now. Hello, let me know if you can hear me now. I'm sorry, the network went off. Go ahead. Okay, so where did I stop? If I scroll through where I stopped, where did you hear me last, please? So that I know where to continue. I don't know exact point when the connection went off, so I want to know if you've where to continue. Network is fluctuating. I'm trying to. Are we together? The network is fluctuating.
Yes.
I'm trying to change my network. Okay, it's warning me again, the network is unstable. So I'm going to change my network, but stay on the line, please. I'm going to change my network to another one. Let me see if it's going to get better. But let me know if you can hear me.
I'm hearing
Can you
you.
hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Elijah Okure is hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
I hope it stays. Please let me know if you can hear me so that we can continue. We are almost rounding up.
Elijah Okure is hearing you.
I can
This is what they mean by
hear you.
I'm hearing you
Just
loud and clear.
You can hear me. Okay, Theophilus say he can hear me. Who else, please? Who can hear me? Please type. Please type. Let's get this thing done. Okay, I'm going to assume that everybody can hear me. I've changed my network to another one so that the interruption that the other one was causing can stop. So we're going to continue sharing my screen now. Okay, so here is the number 5, which is your need. This is probably where is most interesting to you. Where it will interest you the most is this one, because this is when you have when you complain to somebody and the person says, "What do you need? What do you want? What can I do for you?" This is going to be the most interesting part, isn't it? All right, so this is also very important because, all right, Okure can hear you. All right, thank you, Okure. This is also very important. So here you're going to be answering the question, what do you need for your business right now? What do you need for your business right now? So in this, here you'll be describing, you'll be looking at your costs based on information you have given in the beginning about the requirements, what do you need to start this business right now. So for instance, if this guy, what's his name? The guy that owns that, I did not give him a name. Okay, let me call him Yusuf now. So when I say Yusuf, remember I'm talking about the person who owns that ICT business that we have been using as an example. So, but ICT is I mean, but Yusuf is not a real name. I'm just giving it so that we can identify the person. So if Yusuf business idea is about the ICT training, a unique ICT training, which is a mobile one that he can move from schools to schools, all right? So in order to do that, let's assume that he will need, in order to deliver efficiently, he will need a van that can accommodate maybe 20 persons, and maybe he will need 20 of that. Or he can calculate the number of schools that are in his state and say, okay, me, I want to cover 10 schools at once. All right, so he may need 10 of those vans, and you know the cost is going to be much. So he doesn't need to get all 10 vehicles to start the business. If he just gets one, or even a keke that can move his instrument into a place that is convenient for the student to learn, he will be able to start his business. So look at, in order to do this, you need to look at, first of all, you will need to itemize the things you need right now, the things that can start your business right now. The 10 cars, you don't need them to start the business right now. You need one, just one, then 10 vehicles. But note, if you're applying to Elumelu, don't include anything vehicles, or don't, because I gave a vehicle example. I now include car in your requirement, because the money they are giving you, if he buys one car, all the money has finished. So don't include car, even if you need car or vehicle for your business, make sure you don't include it in the requirements you need right now. So you identify the things that you have now and your business can start so that you can start making progress. So over time, you can either attract more funds or generate enough money to buy the other equipment or materials that you need. So look at the things that you need immediately. So immediately, Yusuf will need a computer, maybe like 3 or 4 computer systems. That is necessary. He will need to hire somebody who can teach Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, CorelDRAW, and Excel. He will need to he will need generator. He will need generator or solar that will power the systems. All right. He probably also would need a projector, in order to project whenever he's doing a training. All right. What else will he need immediately? So these are some of the things that he will need to start. So put a cost on them, but try your best and put your cost within the range of the amount of money that Tony Elumelu is offering, which is $5,000. So you can do the mathematics and break it down into your own thing. Make sure it does not exceed $5,000, but make sure it's also not far from $5,000. If it's like $500, Tony Elumelu will tell you that if it's $500, you can source $500 from elsewhere. There are more people who need $5,000. If we give you $500, what will the $5,000? Or maybe you need $1,000. What will $4,000 be doing? So it means it's an idle money that is lying down somewhere. So these are tips that I'm giving you now. Make sure you state amount that is close to $5,000. Close to $5,000. So even if you're having a difference, it will be like $200. But if the money you put in this place, what do you need for your business right now? If the amount of money, remember you're doing itemization, you're putting items and putting their costs. All right. You're putting items and you're putting their costs. All right. And then if all the costs exceed $5,000, that's very bad though. Make sure it does not exceed, because if it exceeds, they may say, well, what we can give you is $5,000. Since you need more than $5,000, look for the money elsewhere. All right. Okay. So just make sure you keep it within $5,000. If it's less, let it be within. Somebody's raising hand. Okay. What can I do for you? Well, we'll have time for question. So let's not entertain this raising of hand. So the next question is, describe the resources that you will need to meet your financial and business goals. So these are all encompassing. So when you describe all this equipment, if you say you need a projector, tell them what a projector is. All right. The make, if you're talking about a make, maybe you can even include the make, and also what it will be doing, what you'll be using it for. What will you be using it for? If you say you need a keke or a truck, small keke truck, tell them what small keke truck looks like, describe it, what it does, and what you'll be using it for. So this is the thing, how much it costs. All right, so these are the resources you will need to meet your financial and business goals. Right. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now we are going to talk about another important aspect, which is the last part. Now this your needs is also required for pitching. The last part is, it's supposed to be, okay, let's continue. Your plans. So this is where you talk about your milestones, what you are doing now, what you're doing, at what stage you are now, and where you want, as in where you will be getting to. Well, I'm almost rounding up. Let's do this thing quickly. So here you're going to tell TEF that you are a business idea, you are at the idea stage, you have a prototype already. A prototype is that if you want to produce, if Yusuf wants to do training for this thing, he has gotten the machine the car that he needs, or he has used another person's van to go and try that thing. All right. and has information about how customers react to it. So that means it has a prototype. If you are producing biscuits, it means you already produce 1 biscuit or 2 biscuits or 3 or 4 that you have already packaged, all right? And you can show somebody, this is what I have. So in terms of Yusuf can show a video of him delivering the training and say, this is what I have. So in that stage, in that case, that business is in a prototype stage, all right? Or you are testing the market, you are still doing market survey. So you need to identify, say exactly what it is you are, at exactly what stage you are in your business, all right? So if you are an existing business, you need to tell Elumelu how long you have been in business. Okay, as a tip for you, for those who are in business idea, please, you apply for this grant in January, right? Some of you in March, and now is June ending, June 25th, that's when you're submitting this. And if you're still saying that you're an idea, I'm sorry for you, you may be considered that you don't have, it may be considered that you don't have commitment, you're not committed to the business. Because if you are still an idea, you should have made some progress, you should have made some investigation, you have done some research. So you must state that you have a research, you have designed your logo, you have chosen a name for your business, right? You have come up with a name for your business. That means you're making progress in your business. It's not just an idea now, it is progressing into a pivot, into something you can launch anytime soon. You have registered the business, you have created a bank account for the business and the rest of them. These are the things that you should be reporting at this stage. It's not necessary, it's not important. All right, let me state it clearly. It's not important that you have registered your business before submitting your business plan, but at least your business should have a name. You should have researched your market. At least if you have gone to the market to understand, you have told them that, okay, this is customer behavior, you have conducted a survey and the rest of them. So please, even if you have not done that, just tell them that you have done something like that so that it can show that. And then also another way you can show that you have made progress is that you have created social media account for your business, all right? So this is another way. So you can quickly go and create a YouTube channel, an Instagram page, a business page, not your personal page, a business Facebook page, a page on Facebook for your business, all right? And report that you have done this. I think I stated this in the videos I made in January and the rest of it. So don't be saying now, I'm sorry, I'm beginning to speak broken English. Sorry about that. So it's not that you will stay stagnant or since that time, and the only thing you have achieved is
speak the language for people.
Speak the language. So please let it not be that. That is what you report. Okay. So, and then for those who are already in business, you need to tell them how long you have been in business and make sure you don't say that you have been in business more than 3 years. They will not give you the fund. Bet me on that one. So make sure that even if you have been in business for 10 years, tell them you have been in business for, since you want the money, tell them you have been in business for a short period of time, 2-3 years, all right? So if you have started your business, but if you have started your business, never say that you're an idea when your business is already running. Because whenever you submit information, some of the information they are asking you, they'll be able to investigate and find out that you're already running a business. All right? Okay. So that is it about this one. And then the next one will be the next milestone. So you will need to tell them what you need, what you can do, what will you be doing in the next 3 months, 4 months, and the rest of them. So the question they ask is talk about what are the next steps for your business. So since you have reached this stage, if you have not registered your business, you need to tell them that in the next 3 months, my business will be registered. All right, in the next 1 month, in fact, don't give them more than 3 months, because by 3 months time, this fund should be available. You will have created your bank account, all right? All right, you will have gotten a space where you will operate this business. You have gotten a space, whether or not you have paid for the space, but at least you have gotten a space. Tell them also that, you know, the next milestones for you. Now, these milestones could be in financials. That means you attain the so number of millions in revenue or profits. It could be in operation. That means you are expanding your branch for existing business, or you have found a location for your business. All right, purchase new equipment. So you're going to give this report quarterly. You're going to give this report quarterly. So you're going to say from now to the next 4 months, I'll be able to register my business. I'll be able to find a location for my business. I'll create a bank account for it. I'll pay for rent. I'll hire staff within the next 4 months. I'll be able to start operation within the next 4 months. Then the other 4 months, you can now say you can increase, you want to increase your market, you want to stabilize your daily market or your daily sales. If you was 6 or scanty, because when you start a business, your sales will be scanty. So you might tell them that you want to stabilize your sales to at least 10 every day, 10 sales every day, 20 sales every day, 30 sales, depending on your business and how frequent you can sell every day. So if you use that figure, you can now use that figure and be expanding it in the next, after the second 4 months, we have first 4 months, second 4 months, third 4 months, which is now your 12th month, which is 1 year. They ask you to do for 2 years, right? So you're going to do this for year 1, I mean, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, quarter 5, quarter 6, 6 quarters. That's what you're giving reports on. So for each of them, you're going to be breaking down figures for them, and it should not be more than 150 words. So, well, this is it about the business template summary. And quickly, I'm going to give you 7 tips that will help you. I'll just talk about them quickly and you ask your questions. So to help you make this, writing this essay, writing this business summary easy for you, I'm going to give you these tips. Hello? I'm going to give you these tips. I'm trying to be sure that, okay. I'm going to give you these tips. So tip number 1 is that TIP has given you a deadline of 25th of June. Please set your own deadline. Tell yourself by 20th, 22nd, 24th, 23rd, you will have finished your this thing and ready to submit. So whenever they give you the how to submit, you'll just be able to submit your this thing. So tell yourself by 15th, by 16th of June, 17th of June, give yourself a date when you will be done with your this thing, and then work towards that date. The second tip I want to give you is to gather and organize your data. Gather and organize your data. Sit down and do the information that require mathematics, not because here you need figures, you also need text. So the information that require gathering. So sit down and do the research on your computer or your phone. Write down the data you get, the market size, the price, your competitors' price, everything, your competitors, who are your competitors and the rate of them. Write down all of those information and organize them. All right, put them in a place where it will be easy for you to access. The tip number 3 I'm going to give you is to block out time every day. So give yourself from now to the deadline you give yourself. So if you say by 20th, you will have finished your work. So break down your work into smaller. Say from now to this stage, I'll be able to finish, I'll be able to do my research and the rest of them. So tell yourself by 9 p.m. every day to 10 p.m. I'll be doing market research. I'll be doing, I'll do this thing until I finish it. And after that, block out time every day for your TEF activities. So that's what I'm saying. By 9 p.m. every day, you're doing something about your business until 10 p.m. That is for example. All right. So number 4th tip I want to give you is that you should write everything on paper. Write on paper to avoid mistakes. Write on paper. Get a sheet of paper or an exercise book and write everything. Use pen and paper. Everybody here, I believe, is literate and can write on paper. Write everything on paper. So if you're typing it, if you're the one typing, you can now use your phone or your computer to type it easily. All right, and avoid mistakes. And if you're giving somebody else to type for you, it will also be easy for them to type, and you'll be able to correct, to cross-check, and the rest of them. The 5th tip I'm going to give you, please, as much as you will be needing internet for some information, please don't copy and paste anything from the internet. Don't copy and paste anything, any information that you need for this business. Don't copy and paste from the internet. The market size I told you to do, you're going to quote where you get the information from. So in that case, it's not stealing. But if you see somebody who has written a business summary somewhere and then he posted it, you go and copy it and paste. Look, the internet is everybody's own. The judges who are looking at you, when they see it, when they see something that probably they have also gone through, because they are going to use judges who are working in your, who have experience in your own industry. So if it's an ICT training, the judge is somebody who is already experienced in ICT training. So he probably must have gone and come across some of this information you're pasting, and they just Google it. For instance, I asked somebody yesterday to send me a live pictures of sorghum in Gumi, in a location in Adamawa, some movie. So he just, instead of him to wait for the pictures to come, he went online and snapped and downloaded the picture and sent to me on WhatsApp. And as soon as I saw it, I saw like, this is an internet picture. I went and Googled it. I saw the same picture. So I copied the whole thing. I screenshot it on the internet and sent to him. So things like that. Don't do that. Don't copy and paste from the internet, all right? So even if you have to copy, try to rephrase it somehow so that it becomes your own. Another tip I said, if you can, join our accountability group. I have an accountability group, which I'll tell you detail after. So you can join so that you can be accountable. Somebody can hold you accountable and say, you said you're going to do something by 9 p.m. Start doing it now. All right. Oh yeah. And then they can also offer some coaching and help you during this period. So the last tip I'm going to give, I told you I'm going to give you 7 tips, is get someone to review your business summary before you submit. So when you are finished, try and find somebody who can help you read through typographical error, logical flow, mix of numbers. So if in your pricing you say that you're selling 20 naira, and in your milestone you said your figures are showing that the price, your price of a product is now 17 naira or something like that, somebody should be able to see it for you. If nobody sees it, it becomes an error and mismatch. It shows you don't know what you are doing. So thank you for listening. I'm happy that you give me your time to watch this. So now I can take your question and answers. I can take your questions. Let's use the next 15 minutes to take your questions. You can type your questions, or should I unmute? Should I unmute everybody so that you say your questions, or can we all type? Because if you, I'm not able to hear you guys. I'm not able to hear you guys.
Yeah, hello.
But I believe you can hear me. So if you have a question, you can type the question. If you have a question, please type the question. Type your question. Sir. I'm waiting if you can.
Okay, we should type question.
Let me see if.
Okay. Please, can I ask question?
I hope you cannot hear me. If you don't have any question, we can conclude the class so that we can all go back to writing our business summary, right? I don't deliver, finish you. If you get question, make you ask. Bello, I know you are a Nigerian, so you can understand broken, right?
Yes, I can understand broken very well.
Okay, in the achievement till now, don't you think we can include the final aspects? I don't understand what you mean in the achievement till now. Martin,
I have question.
Can you rephrase your question? In the achievement till now, don't you think we can include the final aspects? In the financial achievements, we can include the final aspects. Sorry, please rephrase the entire question so I can understand. Okay. Okay, Mohammed said you're already doing the business, but you are an employee in the business or the business is yours. Okay, if you are an employee in the business, you have to report as an idea. The business is not your own. But if you are a worker and you also want to start, you're already running a business, that means you're doing 2 things. Your business is already existing, so it is not an idea. I hope you understand me, Mohammed. Let me know, confirm if you understood what I said. So he says, if you are in the business as an employee, if you're running the business if you are in the business as an employee, but now you want to now start your own, to TEF, you will still be reporting yourself as an idea, all right? You have an idea of a business you want to start. All right? Okay, 247, whatever. This thing is not clear. Please, sir, can you enlighten us more about, I think I've said a lot, I said a lot of things about market size. So if you have any specific questions about market size, just ask the question. I've said a lot about market size. If what one needs is more than the grant, then that means one will get it. No, please don't write if what you need is more than the grant. Streamline your budget and make sure that the amount you submit as your request is equal to the grant or less than the grant. So okay, Mohammed said he understood me so much. Less than the grant or equal to the grant, but not too much less than the grant. So like the amount we already know is $5,000. So if you need more than $5,000, just try your best and streamline your idea, your business requirements, streamline it to less than or equal to $5,000. So remove some things that you need, but if you remove anything, the business cannot start. You need to use a different business idea. But I don't think there's any business within the age of 0 to 3 years that are $5,000. If it's an existing business, just choose a project amongst your business. Maybe it's marketing. Maybe it's procuring an equipment. Maybe it's hiring somebody, a good professional to be doing your business. Or maybe it's outsourcing you want to do and you need funding for that. You need to outsource an aspect of your manufacturing to somebody, to a firm, and you need money to be able to do that. Or it's packaging you want to do. So choose a specific project that TEF will fund. So don't tell them to fund every other requirement of your business. This is for existing businesses. But for you that is starting, and you think that $5,000 will not be able to solve your business requirements, please streamline your budget so that it will accommodate it, because the only money they are giving is $5,000. They can't give you more than $5,000. There are more funding coming later, but not immediately. Maybe if you do well and you report same and they feel you have made progress, they might be able to give you other resources, maybe not in grants. Maybe including the key performance indicators line, profits, revenue, and number of customers won monthly is what one needs.
Oh, answer picture.
I'm not understanding this. Okay. Please, my network was bad. It was disconnected from 7 tips. That one is, I can even post that one on Facebook or on the Telegram group. Are we supposed to submit the business summary along with a business plan? No. If I have a registered, if I register my business 4 years before I start, can I still use? No. If your business registration is more than 4 years, please register a new business. It is a red line. It shows that you have already started a business. All right.
Hello, sir.
Business registration. If you register your business with CAC in Nigeria, you have 6 months to start the business. So after 6 months, it is assumed that you have started operation. So if you have registered 4 years before you start, that one they will count it as an existing business. So please, if your business is registered already and it's more than 3 years since you registered, that means you registered before October. If you registered before October 2018, please try and register a new business. My idea is on agent banking POS, how to price it, a service we render, how can we measure $100 to $200. Well, you render a service, right? For every customer that comes in, you do POS, right? You charge 50 naira, isn't it? All right, so if you have 10 customers or 20 customers in a day who withdraw 5,000 naira and you charge them 100 naira, your revenue for the day is 100 naira times the number of customers who came that day, 20 customers, isn't it? 100 times 20, how much? That's your revenue, 2,000 naira for the day. So you do that daily for a week. For 7 days, if you come out every day. For 5 days, if you don't come out on Sundays and Saturdays. So that is how to do that. It's not difficult. I hope it's clear. What profit margin is the best? I don't understand what you mean by what profit margin is the best. It depends on your industry. Look at your profit margin that can sustain your business. For instance, as your business grows, it requires costs. So at least you should be making, generally, there is what they call, there's 25% profit margin, right? You should be making on your business. But it all depends on your industry. Some industries, the profit is 100%. For instance, if you're in real estate, your profit is, if you're in real estate marketing, your profit is probably close to 100%, right? So if you take somebody at no cost, you ask somebody, do you need a land? If the person says yes, and you say, okay, I know this person, I know this organization that sells land. You tell those people that somebody is interested in the land. You probably may not have spent any money in doing that. But of course, there may be cost in making calls, all right? So you can include those costs and then it comes down. So it depends on the industry. Some industry, the amount is, the figure, the percentage, or like the profit margin is high, but revenue does not come, and then sales does not come every day. While some, the profit margin is low, sales come every day. So your sales volume and your profit margin will determine whether your profitable, your business will be profitable in the long run. All right. The question that entails the achievement up till now can. Yes, monthly revenue, profits, number of customers, yes, they are part of achievement. They are part of, they can be included in your milestone. I hope that is what, okay, I've answered this, what profit margin is the best. Is it true that commenting on TEF platform adds to our rating? They want you to be active. They want you to be active on their the TEF Connect website. I don't know whether it will add to the rating, but when they were doing the onboarding session, they said you should be active. So try your best and be active. I cannot say exactly whether or not it's going to be active, whether it's going to count for them. Of course, they have, it is their website, so it is easy for them to track traffic, right? So they should have modalities to be able to track their traffic. So they could be tracking it, I don't know, but that is their instruction. They say you should be active, drop comments, share information with others. When are we submitting our CAC certificate? Well, when are you I don't know, when are you submitting it? I believe it's when your grant is ready, or maybe just follow TEF instruction. I cannot answer that question. Let me not answer questions that are not meant for me. Can we change our business idea? Yes, you can change your business idea. Like I said before, if you have looked at your profitability and it's not sustainable, please change your business idea. You can change your business idea with your business summary. You don't need to do anything special. just write a business summary for a different idea. You have changed your business idea. Can we change our business idea? Okay, I've answered that question. What is not, will it not differ from a submitting application? Well, it differs, but they have given you opportunities to change your business idea. If you think that TEF is interested in funding you and making sure that your business is profitable, so what would they gain to fund you for a business that is not profitable? Where are the area in the summary that we should use specific formulas for? I did not talk about any formulas, did I? For example, profit margin. Yes, profit, when you're calculating your profit and price, the pricing and profit is, the formula is normally when you subtract your expenses from your cost, you get your profit margin, isn't it? That's your profit. So when you do the percentage of your profit with your cost, with your sales, that is your profit margin. Sorry, I made the question before the milestone under your plan and financial forecast. Okay, Martin, I think I've answered your questions really. So, well, thank you all for listening to this. I have a piece of information I would like to share with you all. Like, I encourage you to join an accountability group. I have an accountability group. So if you are interested, it's not, you must not come. If you have an accountability group, I'm going to be creating very soon. And if you would like to join, then you'll feel free to join, but it's not, all right, so you can, how to join the accountability group. The accountability group is going to run from 17th to 19th of June. From 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day, we'll come together and we'll dialogue, we'll help you. This is not a do for you. I'm not doing anything for you. I'm just going to be there to guide you. So if you have any questions, any issues, all right, that you need to solve in your business, this thing. And then also, some of you who are having difficulties with solving the mathematics or whatever, may be able to help you do that during that session, a kind of mentorship and the rest of them. So I'm just going to be there to make sure that I hold you responsible and make sure that you submit your application on a date you have agreed that on this date, all our distance is going to be ready. So what we're going to be doing is to be breaking further down and making sure that from 17th to 19th, you finish your entire business summary writing. So if you are willing to join from 17th to 14th to 19th, you'll be able to finish your entire business summary. So it's going to be on a private WhatsApp group, but it's not free. It's not free, it's for 5,000 Naira. But if you are able to join in the next 24 hours, I'll send you an email. You can just pay 3,000 Naira. And for the first 15 people or 10 people to join, I'm going to send email to everybody who registered for this webinar. I know not everybody joined. So for everybody who has attended to this webinar today, you can all join and I will do your business summary review. So if you finish writing your business summary, you can send it to me. I'll review it, check for errors for you and give back to you so that you can submit and stand a higher chance of winning this grant. So that is all for it. I'll send the details of this to your email this evening. All right. Okay. So I also, through Startup Enterprise Solution, some of you already know me, but through Startup Enterprise Solution, I offer business registration services. So for TEF entrepreneurs, this is how much I charge normally. But for TEF entrepreneurs, I always encourage you for entrepreneurs to register a limited liability company, not because of the money, okay, but because it's going to help you in the future if you want to investors. But if you're not interested in investors, if you're not looking at if you're not interested in hiring people, a business name is okay for you, all right? So this is my special discount for you. All right, for business name, you just get it at 20,500 only. And for limited liability company, I charge 50,000, but I'm doing it for TEF guys and for you guys here, anybody in TEF. I posted this information on my YouTube channel for those who follow me on YouTube. I already posted this on my YouTube channel. So just this amount. So you can call or WhatsApp me on this number and we'll be able to respond and deal with your business registration. I'll be able to do it swiftly for you. And there are a lot of testimony. If you check this WhatsApp group as well, I have a catalog there. You can check for people who have used this service, that have used my service. And also I have some of you here too also who already booked to use my service. to register their business, and I'm already working on their business registration. Some have concluded their own and even dropped a comment for me on Facebook to comment the work that we have done for them. So that you don't tell any stories anytime about your business registration. So thank you so much for making time to join. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm happy that we had this interaction. If you have any other questions, please post it on the Telegram group. When I have time, I'll be able to attend to it. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adekunle Opolo. I hope I
Thank you.
pronounced that name
Thank
well.
you.
Confidence.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Maybe I've been looking at me this year,
Thank you so much, sir.
Martin,
Thank you.
So much.
Yellow Gold,
Bye.
Plus,
you.
Alice, thank you all for
Thank
coming.
you.
Elijah Okure, I saw your comment on Telegram.
Oh,
And my regards to your baby, right?
Thank you very much.
So we'll see
yeah,
again.
yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah.
when it's time for the pitch, if I have time, I'll be able to also do another session like this for
Can we have a
the pitching session. So thank you all and have a wonderful evening. And I wish you success. And I hope you get that 5K
God bless
dollars
you.
back.
this presentation is it
This is Gabriel signing up.
recorded?
Bye.